Hey there, this is Stephen O'Hara with the Better Software Company. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can create a new customer in the system using our updated new customer form. We'll start by clicking the new customer button here at the top right of the page. That launches the new customer form here, which I think you'll find very easy and straightforward to fill out. Okay, we have it split into three sections. Profile, this will be kind of basic info like name, phone number, email. Then you have addresses, where you can pop in the address information, and extra info, where you can pop in things like Intel tags. Okay, so we'll just start filling this out here. We now have a title field, so if you want to identify the client, say as Mr. or Mrs., we can do that. We'll just pop in a test customer here, Mr. Han Solo. We'll skip over business name, pop in an email. Okay, oops. And you'll also find like going through these fields here, like I like using tab on my keyboard. It saves me a lot of clicks, and I can just makes it actually a little easier for me to fill out overall. Okay, so next up we have role. I'm gonna skip that in this case too. There is a new field here to point out though, preferred pronouns. So if you have clients that you want to just make sure you address them in the proper way, you can pop that in there. Also, now we have some checkboxes here to opt your clients into the notification or, SMS notifications or email notifications. Okay, we also have a do not call checkbox here. Allow calls and allow emails is checked by default, but if you don't want to call those clients or email them, you can just unselect those boxes. It'll be the same form when you're editing customers. So if you come across a client that you don't want to call, you can just unselect that box. Okay. Moving on to the phone number, country code you don't need to fill in. Phone number, we'll just pop that in here. Okay, extension. Phone number type, we now have predefined options. This will play in nicely for two-way texting and phone communications out of the system. Okay, then we have description. Good place to put in like certain preferences or special instructions related to that number, so text only. Now you see here, as soon as I type in that number, it's actually displaying down here as well. So all the details are clearly visible to me. If I need to add multiple numbers here right away, I just hit add number. You can see that one stayed put. I can go ahead and fill in another right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oops, missing a digit. That's okay. Okay, and I can just keep going. I'll say define that one as my home number. Okay, moving over to addresses. Okay, so if you're going to fill in any address field, you need to fill in all related address fields, but we'll start with address line 1 here. So we'll go 200, would be a good address for Han Solo. I don't know. We'll just make something up here. Homewood Court. Perfect. So we find our address, click it, it fills in the remaining fields here for us. We can identify a name for the address. Okay, so if it's something like Hans Cottage, that'll be helpful for me to reference there. Any kind of description you want to add to the address, you can do so in this field. Great for putting things like maybe gate codes and so on. That again will be attached to that address. You now have an ability to drag and drop files directly into the address attachment. So this is kind of cool, and I'm sure I have an image here somewhere I could pop in pretty quick. So just give me 1 sec here. There we go. Let's pop in an address image. So whether you look up like maybe the house on Google Street View or what have you, you could save the image to your computer and then just drag it in there as the attachment. Okay. This address that we just popped in, we can define it as the billing address as well as the service address. Again, these are checked by default. If you do need to define the service address separately, you can just add it in as another address, similar to the phone number field, right? So there's the address I just popped in. Okay, but if I want to add another, I can do that. That clears the form fields, and I can just go ahead and add my second address. So this one will say, we'll give it a different name. Okay, 300 Beacon Street. Okay, so this little star defines it as default for billing. The little truck defines it as default for service. Pretty easy. Let me go back to the profile here also on these images for the phone numbers. That's your primary phone is the star. Display on invoice is your second image, and then sets it as the notification number, the little bell icon here. It will have a line through it, which just indicates this client is not opted in to those particular notifications. Okay. So moving on, then we have extra info. Okay, you can define your account owner here if you like. You can also define your lead source campaign. So how did this customer find us? We'll just choose our option there. Intel tags. Okay, any Intel tags that you want to apply will be listed out there for your system, and then personal information. So whether we want to add a little bit of background bio on this client, date of birth, age range, we can throw that in there. You can still define gender and mood. Okay, you have your different mood selections here, and then any social media pages as well if you want to pop those in. So we just hit save, and that creates the customer for us. Okay, and as soon as the customer is saved in the system, we'll then be prompted to create a job on their behalf. We can do that if we like. We can jump into the customer's profile if we'd like to view it and maybe add or edit any additional details. And we could create another client if we're doing a little bit of data entry. All right, so that's it. That's how you add a customer into the system using our updated new customer form. Thanks so much for joining me, and please chat in should you have any questions. Take care. Bye-bye.